there lived a holy man in a jungle. A robber one day visited him and found that this man was getting many gifts from the people who visited him. There were pearls, ornaments, riches, etc. So he decided to come back at night and steal all those. Thus, the next day when everybody was sleeping, he got inside the hut of the holy man. He searched everywhere but could not find the riches he was searching for. Finally, when he desperately turned back, there stood the holy man. Son, did you get what you wanted? All the gifts I get are stored in that hut. He pointed his hand. The thief, with a heavy heart, went and took away everything. But thereafter, he did not have peace of mind. Why did that holy man do this? He lost his sleep, he lost his appetite, and finally he went back to him, returned everything he had taken, and asked this question: Master, give me that which you possess, so that no other possession is so valuable to you. The Gospel of today presents the story of a man who approached Jesus with the intention of attaining eternal life. This incident is attested by all the synoptic Gospels, and putting together all these information, we can see that he was a rich man, a young man, and he was a ruler. This shows he was young but responsible and dependable. There are 4 things that we need to note about this man. First of all, he was on a genuine search, a quest for eternal life. Secondly, in a society that despised Jesus and his teachings, he was someone who praised Jesus. He calls Jesus good master. Thirdly, he was very respectful to Jesus. He came and knelt in front of Jesus. More than all these, he was loved by Jesus. But none of these are reasons enough when you want to inherit eternal life. Then what more do we need? The Gospel of today speaks of 3 movements one must make if we are to gain eternal life. First of all, a movement from commandments to commitment. The rich young man was a person who observed all the commandments as he himself would testify. He lived an upright life, fulfilled all his religious duties. But this is not enough. A legalistic following of Christ does not assure you heaven. What we need is to go beyond the law and follow the person of Christ. We need to be committed to the person of Christ. Our life should be driven not by mere regulations, but by a spirit of commitment to the person of Jesus Christ. Secondly, we need to move from a cost-counting following to a costly choice. Discipleship is a costly choice, not a cost-counting, impersonal following of a person. My aim in following Christ should not be to take advantage of something. We need to give ourselves fully without counting the cost. We need to put ourselves at the feet of the Master, come what may. Finally, we need to take a movement from the attachment to earthly goods to an attachment to the person of Christ. We see in the Gospel that the young man went away sad because he had great wealth, and his attachment to his possession was more than his commitment to his search. He set the riches of the world on a high pedestal than the treasures of heaven. And finally, he had to go away sad. Jesus exhorts us in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verse 33, to give away our riches, to store up treasures that will last. Riches are not bad in themselves, but when they become our masters, we are on the path to do. St. Paul warns us in the first letter to Timothy, chapter 6, verses 9 to 10, that greed for riches is the cause of most sins. It makes him prey to temptations leads him to doom, takes him away from his faith, and finally causes him to hurt himself. Proverbs 11:28 says the same, that those who trust in their riches would fall away. Dear friends, the gospel of today is calling us to an introspection. What is my attitude to wealth? What is more important to me? My commitment to Christ or my craving for more and more wealth? Let us all make a threefold movement that Jesus is asking of us through today's gospel. Let us move from commandments to commitments, from a legalistic following to a committed sequela Christi. Secondly, let us move from a cost-counting, impersonal following to making a costly choice for the Lord. And finally, let us grow from attachment to earthly goods to an attachment to the person of Jesus Christ. May God bless us all.